We're ready for math today, being Tuesday, April 7th. For math today, you will need your speed drill, lesson 129. Looks like this. It's page 95 at the bottom, lesson 129. You will also need from your textbook, pages 257 and 258. Okay? So if you have your speed drill, we'll go ahead and get started with that. Just two little nice columns there of multiplication, looks like 10 and 11 table. So just be sure you have those handy. And you have 2 minutes, and you may begin. All right, you can stop and put that to the side. Okay. By way of review today, I want to show you on the board here another way of writing fractions. Now, sometimes you'll see fractions written. Let me take 9/13. You have it 9/13. Numerator, denominator. Well, sometimes you can write them with kind of a slash mark there, but it means the same thing. I'm going to take the 9, and instead of having a divisor here, I'm going to make that slash mark, and then I'm going to put my 13 here. So my numerator is here, my denominator's here. It's the same thing. It's just two different ways of writing 9/13. Okay? So with that being said, let's look at A here. You have 9/13 plus 1/13 minus 5/13. Now we know in addition and subtraction that we do not process our denominator. Okay, so if you want to come over and make that little slash, you can put your 13 there. Just as a reminder, don't mess with that number. Okay, so now we're going to take 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 minus 5 equals 5. So the answer there will be 5/13, or you could write it 5/13. Either way. Okay? Oh, let's look at this one. This was like a rapid fire one here. 4/8 minus 2/8 plus 1/8 plus 2/8. Well, Miss Upchurch, what in the world? Well, I'm not adding the 8 together. So I can go ahead and tell you that the denominator is going to stay the same. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So the answer there is 5/8. And then last example, 6/11 minus 2/11 plus 7/11. Well, I can go ahead and come over here and put my 11 down because we're adding and subtracting, so we're not changing the denominator. 6 minus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 7 equals 11. 11/11 or 1. Okay? So 11/11 or 1. And make sure it's right. 6 minus 2 is 4. Yep, 11/11 or 1. 11 divided by 11 equals 1. Sometimes, with live tape, and you're like, is that right? Because if not, I want to stop. But I think that is correct there. So just a little side information. Even on your papers, you may start to see your fractions written that way sometimes. If you see them, you'll know it's the same thing. You can write them one of two ways. Okay? All right. So let's go into our new concept for today. So if you'll grab page 257, 258, make sure your name and today's date is at the top. Our new concept today is rounding money to the nearest dollar. Now we have had practice with rounding. For example, the number 24. Okay? We would have the number 24, and we'd have our two benchmark numbers, or what two tens does 24 fall between, would be 20 and 30. So we would look at the 4 and we would round down to 20. Okay, that would be our estimate there. Well, now we're going to do this with money. So let's look at your box. An amount of money rounded to the nearest dollar has no cents. So in the cent place would be 00. Okay? If there is 1 cent to 49 cents, you round down. So look at the first example there. $2.49, you round it down to $2. Because anything 49 cents or less, you round back to the last dollar. If there is 50 cents to 99 cents, round up to the next dollar. You see there they have an example of $2.50. That's 50. So anything 50 cents or above, you round up. $2.50 rounds up to $3. $14.60, you look at the 60, rounds up to $15. $136.90, you underline the 90. 90 is more than 50, 50 or above, so it rounds up to the nearest dollar, next dollar, $137. Okay? So let's do some of these together. I have some information here. 50 cents or more, round up. 49 cents or less, back to the last dollar. And then just in quick terms here, if it's 0.01 cent, 1 cent through 49 cents, go back down to that dollar. If it's 50 cents through 99 cents, go up to the next dollar, just $1. Okay? So let's look at number 1. Mark the circle under the correctly rounded amount. Okay? I'm going to take this off here so we can get some room to work. We're going to do a couple of these together, talk about our strategies, so this will become very easy to you. All right, so we have 1A, you have $7.10. Well, to look at this, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline 10 cents so that I know what I'm dealing with. 10 cents. Now my choices are $7 and $8. Okay? Well, 10 cents. Is that more than 50 cents? Nope. So we're just going to go keep it right at, we're going to round down, keeping it right at $7. So $7 is what you need right there. 1B. You have $27.62. $27.62. My choices are $27 or $28. What's my strategy? I'm going to come and underline 62 cents. Is 62 more than 50? Yes. Yes, 62 comes after 50. So that tells me I'm going to round up to the nearest dollar. So what would come after 27? 28. You got it. See how this is working? Let's look at $9.52. I hope you're not working ahead. That's you're with me. What you need to do. $9 or $10. My strategy, I underline my 52 cents. Is 52 more than 50? So I will round up to what comes after 9? 10. Okay? So that's the way that works. Let's look at D. Give me just a second to erase here. I missed my big board in the classroom. D is $101.85. My choices are $101 and $102. Okay? My strategy is I underline my 85 cents. Is 85 more than 50? Yes. So we're going to round this dollar up. So I come over, what's right beside my decimal? A 1. What is the next dollar? 102. That is correct. Because, 2 comes after 1. Okay? $6 E, $6.48. I have $6 and I have $7. Rounding here. I'm going to come and underline 48 cents. Is 48 more than 50? Nope. Even though it is knocking on the door of 50, it is not 50. So 50, less than 50, we're going to round down. So I would choose $6 here. Back to 6. And then your last one, F, $30.30. My choices are $30 and $31. Okay. I underline my strategy here. I underline 30 cents. You got it. It's less than 50. So we keep it at 30. Okay? Questions about that? You can let me know. All right. Let's look at your story problems. 2A. Alex received $20 for his birthday. He gave $2.50 at church and spent $10.95 for a new bike helmet. How much money does he have left? Well, first of all, they didn't tell you how much he'd spent all in one sentence. They're going to have you to solve for that. So this is a two-step problem. So the first step is you need to decide how much money did he spend. And to find that, you're going to add $10.95 plus $2.50. Now, I would like, remember in adding, we can order these anyway. I would like to make sure that I keep my columns where my decimals can be lined up correctly, my places. So I would say here $10.95 plus $2.50. Then that way I can keep my columns lined. Okay? That's 2A. And then you're going to need to take whatever you get here Second step, now you can go back and answer the question, how much money does he have left? You'll need to subtract that from the $20. Okay? Okay, let's look at 2B. All right, fasten your seatbelts for this one. Just stay with me. All right, get ready. Madeline has 4 pairs of red socks, 6 times as many pair of blue socks as white pairs of socks, and 1/4 as many white pairs as red pairs. How many pairs of socks does she have in all? How many socks does Madeline have? We don't know, do we? Where do we even begin with this? Well, what I would want to do in my little space is I would like to, in my mind, you can go in and underline 4 pairs of red socks. Okay? You can underline 6 times as many pairs of blue socks as white socks. You're underlining just about the whole thing. And 1/4 as many white pairs as red pairs. So we're looking. We have red. We have blue. And we have white. How many pairs of red socks does she have? 4. Six times as many pair of blue socks as pairs of white socks, and 1/4 as many pairs white pairs as red pairs. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Can we solve anything for blue? Not yet, because we need to say and 1/4 as many white pairs as red pairs. So 1/4 as many white as of red. We can solve this piece, can't we? 1/4 of 4 equals 4 divided by 4? 1. Okay, so she's got, that's our first step. 4 pairs of red, 1 pair of white. Now, go back and look. It says 6 times as many pairs of blue socks as white. So to find blue, it says 6 times as many pairs of white. 6 times 1 equals 6. Wow! So she has, that's a lot of figuring. 4 pairs of red, 6 pairs of blue, 1 pair of white. How many pairs of socks does she have in all? Now we can add this up. 4 plus 6 plus 1 equals 11. So she has 11 pairs. How many socks does Madeline have? We're going to take 11. How many pairs is 2? I mean, when you wear socks, I have on socks. How many socks do I have on? I hope 2. Right. I have 2 feet. You can't see them, but there they are. So I'm going to take 11 times 2 equals 22 socks. Lots of figure in there. So to me, the easiest way to solve is to write down what they give you. Red, blue, and white. Well, I knew they gave us 4, and then I had to solve from there. And I know that's a lot, but I mean, you just have to when you're reading these, just get used to picking out and solving what you need. Some things they give you, some things they don't. All right, let's look at the back. Number 3, you will divide and check. 3A has a remainder, and you can short divide. Number 4, find the fractional parts. Number 5, solve the measurement equation. You're solving for weeks there. Number 6, solve the equation. And number 7, follow the signs. Okay, and then you have a brain booster there as well. All right, so that's our math lesson for today. New concept was rounding to the nearest dollar. Remember, 50 cents or more, round up. 0 to 49 stays at the dollar that it's at. So that's our new concept. If you have any questions, you can text me. And if you're following along in our day, we'll go to reading next.